Welcome back to Let's Clean PowerWash Simulator. I'm BurningDogFace, and we're back here on the cruise ship in the summer 2024 event, which I figured I might as well wrap up before we, stop being in summer 2024. Don't know if I can make it. 53% left to go, but hey, we'll see. Shout out to Elthwar, who says Led Zeppelin was originally named the New Yardbirds, for what it's worth. But hearing there was a magician on board makes me wonder if the birds attacking was another failed magic trick, so perhaps Ted just stayed in a cabin and left with the rest of the passengers. And, shout out to Justin Jones, who says, I got to explain the flood to a friend of mine who thought they were just zombies. That was a fun 5 or so minutes while I went over in great detail the scope of their horror. Let me tell you, that was one of my favorite things about doing the Let's Plays for Halo 1 and 2, so I believe that. Let's see, what do I scrub off next? How about that tree? If you're not familiar with the Flood, they do in fact behave mainly like zombies when they start off. Though they're zombies of the kill everyone variety, not the eat everyone variety. Because, the Flood supercell doesn't care whether you're alive or not when it starts to mutate you, so it doesn't actually make a difference. However, it is much easier for the Flood to accomplish everything if the living are dead. The sun doesn't look very bright today. But the real horrifying thing about the Flood is that the more brain mass they absorb into their biomass, the smarter they become. That is an issue, because when they reach a certain critical mass, then the Flood wakes up. Because after that point, all of the individual Flood zombies are controlled by a sentient hive mind. It calls itself the Grave Mind. Actually, no, the Covenant call it the Grave Mind. It calls itself a monument to all our sins. So basically, it's like a regular zombie apocalypse, except anything that any of the zombies sees, hears, or experiences, all of the others instantly know. Meaning it is impossible to use stealth tactics against them, because it is impossible to move against any part of the Flood without the Grave Mind noticing and sending the Horde after you. So the only thing that works is brutal, overwhelming force. And when they're stronger than you are, you're fucked. Oh, yes, and just for the cherry on top, because the Grave Mind is self-aware, it gives the individual zombies the ability to operate complex machines, like firearms, explosives, and starships. This is a zombie apocalypse that makes house calls. So yes, in conclusion, sweet Jesus, get it away from me. I did not think I could make that jump. This is silly, I need a ladder. Here we go. This is nice. No time limits, no pressure. Well, there's tons of pressure, but it's all moving away from me, so that's nice. Yes, it's only the water that is actually under pressure here. Ooh, wow. No! Oh, that's the only spot in this I can go up to. Odd. Apparently the game collects anonymous recording data off of you for statistical purposes. As in, it doesn't, like, track your identity to try to sell ads to you. It just observes the things you do without associating it with your identity. And one of the reasons they did this was a post they made a little while back, revealing a number of the things that the players liked, like the most common color bought in the store. Or, I don't actually remember that one. I do remember that the most commonly used nozzle was the yellow one here, the 15-degree one. Which was almost used to a rate higher than that of all of the other ones combined. If that palm leaf is not done. Ah. Ah, good. The trees are a pain in the ass, but it does feel good to get them done. Might as well do the annoying part first. Where is my... There it is! I let go of the ladder and my gun didn't come back for a minute there. Oh, my power washer, anyway. I think I am going to be taking some advice I myself came up with. I think I mentioned it the last time I was here, actually. I decided to keep going with Spider-Man, but my stress levels are through the ceiling, and it's impacting other things I do. So, I put the rest of that off, even if I am in the middle of the second DLC chapter. Worst part of all of it is when a comment makes it worse, but you can tell it was genuinely well-intentioned. Ah, well. Hopefully I'll find something to do that doesn't make me crazy. I'd be careful about this. I don't want to wipe out any part of the arse before I'm done. Oh, the trunk isn't done. HUD. I still love that this game has a prone meter on it, like it's a fucking military shooter from the 2000s or something. Ah, here we go. I'm trying to remember, like, there was a specific moment, you know, you gotta remember about video game HUDs, that every element that appears on the HUD, there was a game that thought to do that first, and it was always considered revolutionary. Like, I think that, the Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay was the first game I can think of, anyway, that had an indicator showing whether or not you were, you know, in stealth. Like whether or not it was dark enough that a guard who would turn to look at you would actually see you. And if it wasn't the first one, it was at least the first one to do it elegantly, because rather than the, like, gemstone on the HUD, as I've seen some games do it, it just tinted the edges of the screen blue when you're invisible, basically. So you don't even have to take your eyes off the person you're stalking in order to know whether or not you're in cover. There's a term for that kind of thing, the HUD-less stuff. I don't remember what it is. I mostly remember it coming up a lot with the original Dead Space, because that was the one that leaned into it the hardest. Not the game in that franchise, like the game. I have never seen any game lean that hard into not having a HUD. Before or since. You know, the health bar was the line along your character's spine. The inventory was a projection coming out of his hand that he would hold out in front of himself. You know, instead of having a compass was pointing you in the right direction all the time at the top of the screen, they had another system where your character could hold his hand out palm down, and it would project a line on the floor leading you to your next objective. Doesn't always work, though. I mean, consider Fable 3. Yeah, where I think that one went overboard was the part where, Ooh, that was much faster than I thought it would. Yeah, that one went overboard, I think, when it tried to replace all the menus with physical rooms. Like, with the absolute exception of, like, the system-level options, like the resolution and such, anything you could change about the actual game was a button in a room. Officially, your character had a pocket universe with a set of rooms in it. So whenever you hit start, you were temporarily teleported to the pocket universe. Ah, that's better. It's almost funny how much more zen this is. I've carved up the ground over here something awful with all of that missing, so let's just clean this deck over here. When there's clean lines running through the mess, it somehow looks even worse than when it's just a huge mess. The way I'm moving backwards and forwards, it's more like I'm vacuuming than power washing. It's a shame they can't just rotate the ship 180 degrees and dunk this whole deck underwater, but that would solve all the problems. That certainly wouldn't create more problems than it solved. Metal? Well, that's weird. When I look at this chair from the front, the seat is made of multi-purpose. Which is fair because it looks like tarp or fabric or something. When I look at it from this side, the fabric part and the frame both read as metal. But not that thing. How odd! Damn it, Doc, you're not even hitting it there. Another Sun Lounger clean. I'm standing right next to the edge of the deck, and don't worry, there's a railing there, Justin, but it occurs to me that if I was doing this in real life, the water would just be gushing off the side. And it occurs to me that if I was on a different boat, and I glanced over and saw a cruise ship with a waterfall on the side of it, I would think something was terribly, terribly wrong. Oh no! That ship is clearly taking on so much water it's gushing out the top. We should call the Coast Guard. Further over than I thought it was going. Kind of thought this blue area ended right about there. White nozzle. Ooh, make that plastic shine. Or I guess it's not plastic because it's multi-purpose, but... You can tell this one's the weakest nozzle from the way that it leaves these trails along the very edges, even where the water touches. It's not very strong at the edge of the spray. What angle is that, anyway? 40-degree nozzle on the white one. As opposed to 25 for green and 15 for yellow. Oh, and of course the red one, it's just a dot. Dang it, me. Ah, that's how I did that. Oh, what the hell. Get the railing. like the sputtering noise when the water hits pipes. Oh, there's the timer. Just wrap up this life buoy over here. There we go. Nice. Oh, I see. Interesting. What if I do this? Ah! I got the deck there, and that makes me feel better. I guess I'll just look over here. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, that's not great, but... I'm BurningDogFace, and I will see you on the next episode of, Let's Clean PowerWash Simulator. I'm going to continue making this place less and less horrible, and eventually... hopefully, have it come out as a place you'd actually want to take a vacation. Till then, have yourselves a great day, Burning Dog fans. Later.